Hello and welcome to my first progress report. Okay, so the first thing I did for this project was I really wanted to collect some information from the student body of Holland Hall on their experiences thrifting. And so I created a really short 4-question Google form survey to send out with these 4 questions. I'm going to go over them really quick. The first one was, have you ever shopped at a thrift store? The next one was, if yes, what is your top reason for thrift shopping? This one I was really interested in just because I wanted to hear what people's reasoning is, considering that a lot of people at Holland Hall don't necessarily need to buy clothes from a thrift store. And so the reasons I listed were environmental concern, fun or leisure, unique style, saving money, all of the above, or other. And then next, the third question was, have you ever bought and or sold clothing on an app like Depop or Poshmark, which are those 2 big resale marketplaces that I've mentioned before. And then the last question was, what % of your clothing would you estimate is secondhand from either a thrift store or a resale app? Here is the summary of the responses that I've got. As you can see, around 3/4 of the student body has shopped at a thrift store and about 1/4 has not. Then as we go to the top reason for thrifting, the top reason is fun or leisure, and then unique style and saving money are tied for the second, with environmental concern having 4 and then all these other ones having basically 1 vote each. Then we move on to the Depop or Poshmark question. Around a little bit over half of the students that responded have not used an app or don't have them. And lastly, I asked what % of your clothing would you estimate is secondhand, and most people, the plurality of the people that responded to this said 0 to 10%. This sliver is 0%, so these are people who have nothing that is secondhand. This is 11 to 20%, and then it just keeps going up. There's only 1% in the more than 70% column. Okay, so now that we've looked at the survey, the reason I wanted to do that survey and send it out was so that I could find some students who have different experiences with thrifting and interview them and just talk about their experiences. So in those interviews, I have some questions I'm going to be asking to kind of keep the conversation going. It's not going to be like a super hardcore interview, but more of just like a discussion and an opportunity for them to share some of their experience at thrifting, and for me to gather some more information on why kids our age enjoy thrift shopping and how we have shifted to secondhand shopping over firsthand shopping. So I'm going to ask when they first shopped at the thrift store, if it was when they were younger or if it was a more recent thing. I'm going to ask why they shopped at a thrift store, and yeah, I've already asked that in the survey, but I was going to re-ask that just to give them the opportunity to elaborate, kind of, because it was a very brief, why do you do it, and it was not very specific. I'm going to ask how often they shop at thrift stores and if they have ever considered the environmental effects of thrift shopping, because I'm just interested in seeing if the thought has ever crossed their mind that it is good for the environment. Going to ask what % of their clothes would they estimate are thrifted or secondhand, and what some of their favorite pieces they've gotten from a thrift store are. Going to ask if they've ever felt guilty shopping at a thrift store. This kind of goes along with the thrift store gentrification thing, and I'm just interested in if they have, and if yes, why have they felt guilty? What has caused them to? And then I'm going to ask about the apps Depop and Poshmark and what their thoughts are, and if they think they're good marketplaces, if they think they're achieving their goal, or if they think that they're doing more harm than good. That is all for this progress report. It was mostly just work on getting these interviews set up and stuff like that. I've reached out to the students, and I will be doing these interviews next Monday and Tuesday, so look out for those in next week's progress reports. Peace.